pretty bad. We're gonna have to do better with this. Hi everybody, welcome to the Daily Kazoo podcast. As always, we're gonna bring you what is going on in pop culture, movies, television shows, video games this week. We've got some decent video game announcements. I am the official Megs. My friends over here are JPhrygian, right here,
do, everybody,
and then the man, the myth, the legend, KingVonSchweetz.
I'm more of a myth than a legend.
Oh, well, girls, calm down, calm down. He's married, okay?
Filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Yes, I mean, come on. Can we get some applause? Thank you, everybody.
Oh, thank you, everybody.
We appreciate it. All right, so I wanted to start this week off with a great one. I'm sorry, Jacob, that this is what you woke up to.
It's all right.
So there's a petition going around called, "Can you please bring it back to the theater? We were busy that weekend.
No.
Thank you." And it needed 50. They're trying to get 15,000 subscription or signatures to it. No. They're currently at 11,753, and it is Morbius. It's Morbius.
No.
Jacob, thoughts?
The one thing I will say, I'm going to stay quiet for the rest of this part of the podcast. Because if you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. No, but whenever Morbius had come out and only received $85,000, one of my favorite tweets that I saw was, Sony execs, we wanted a show, not a movie. Make it a full-on show.
They did. It's a horror show. How they're treating this
nightmare.
It's like this. Have you guys seen the healthy Coke going on TikTok right now? That's what Morbius is right now for Marvel. It's vinegar, like balsamic vinegar, and seltzer water. Apparently,
balsamic vinegar,
and that's supposed to be a healthy Coke. And everyone's like, "Oh my god, it tastes just like Coke." But people I like trust are doing it, and they're like, "No, this just tastes like ass." Like that's what that is, and that's what Morbius is. Morbius is just that tastes like ass. Like the Good Doctor, great. Is Morbius horrible? It's not bad. Like I can watch it again. It's got some fun parts, but the CGI goes from like one really good shot to Buffy the Vampire Slayer from like the 90s. Like it's just not that great. I don't think they need to bring Morbius back. I think it's stupid. And only because it leads into this, Jordan. Bringing something else back though. Pretty excited. Pretty excited.
Joker 2.
Yes.
Todd Phillips confirms Joker 2 is in the works.
Not only does it confirm, shows Joaquin Phoenix reading a script.
So as far as this, because based off of the hands from KingVonSchweetz and then Megs, I just want to say I'm okay with it, but I wasn't checking for this. If I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, wasn't checking for it at all.
I think there's like a question that everybody needs to have whenever a movie is announced or whenever a movie comes to your frame, like whenever a poster or trailer is first released and then you learn about it. Was this wanted?
Was it in the works? Was this like, hey, we're gonna make Joker, possibly a Joker 2?
For me, like I thought the Joker was, I mean, I didn't love it, but I thought the Joker was a good enough film and good enough commentary on society that you could just leave it at the one film and it could eventually be a classic. Like it could be a movie that people talk about years from now. Adding on a sequel to it takes away that chance.
Yeah, it's very much like God, I mean, there's a couple I can think of off the top of my head now. I just went blank.
It's honestly like Jurassic Park. Nobody ever talks about the second one because they hate it so much. Even if this movie ends up being great, it's like we didn't need it.
Yeah, no, and then now you can see it's almost like a fan thing because of the name ensuing that like there might be a second person with a thought process.
Yeah. That's the only reason that I am looking forward to it, because so many fans for the longest time have wanted Willem Dafoe as the Joker, and I I saw some things online that were like rumors that he may be like testing for the role. I really hope so. I really hope
But
so.
a lot of other ones are saying it's Harley.
See, I can
Yeah.
understand that, but I don't know.
I think
So
it's the
so
only way to
he's got
go.
Harley's stuff
If you
down.
do two Jokers, yeah, you're going more comic based, where with the, you know, numerous
three.
Jokers in there. Yeah, the three. I just think if they're going to do it and you're going to do that fan wanted second Joker movie, you got to do Harley.
So the thing is, because I didn't think about the idea of there being two Jokers. What my homie was telling me, the translation for this right here, translation for that means folly of two, which is a term used for transferred or shared sense of like mental instability or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's why people think it's Harley, because, you know, the entire thing of Joker and Harley Quinn is that, you know,
He transferred his insanity to her. Yeah.
to her. Yeah. So that's kind of where I was thinking it was the Harley route. I didn't even think about the possibility of two Jokers. That's my other thing about this is, while I'm okay with it, I had a friend who was literally like, oh, so yeah, I mean, you are like more of a Marvel fan, so of course you're gonna hate on the award-winning movie. And it's like, no, I enjoy Joker, but when it comes down to it, weren't they saying that Joker was a one-off and like that wasn't even necessarily the comic Joker? It was just an adaptation of the property. So
Joker to me is very much like Scarface. Like, it doesn't need a second movie. Scarface is perfect as is. It never needed a sequel, never got one, right? So Joker to me is like that, where you got your one, and then now you're seeing this, and it's just like, oh, don't ruin it, because if you do a bad Joker sequel, it hurts your original masterpiece.
Yeah, it'll be that thing. I mean, it'll be that thing that people are like, you could have just left it at what we loved about it. Because there were some things about Joker that were kind of a little bit much when you really think about it. Because there are so many people who their attitude of the Joker was like, you could have literally basically taken Bruce Wayne and his parents out of the end of it, and you would have like,
it would have been a great movie.
Yeah, it would have just been like, it would have been non-DC related. So like, that's one of those things where it was just a movie about a mentally unstable person. So that's one of those things where it was like, it kind of was nice where it was left at that open-ended, like its own thing. So again, I do worry that making a sequel will cause it to be, you know, tainted.
And one of the things that I like about the Joker so much is that, like, out of everyone in comics, his like origin and his like real name are one of the most mysterious things.
Yep.
Yeah,
Period.
even he doesn't know.
Yeah, like,
and even when you bring up like the Red Hood, like nobody understands like that originally kind of was him.
Yeah, and I think that like this film, like Jordan said, could have been better if it wasn't related to DC. But I also think DC really, like, I get that the first one made them a lot of money, but I think DC just needs to get situated on figuring out how to give us better superhero films before they just start handing us villain films like Black Adam and Joker. Like,
yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
like, can you imagine if Marvel started out with like a Red Skull movie and then gave us like, I don't know, like Loki,
and they gave us a sad story of MODOK.
Yeah. And then like 5-10 years later, we finally got like our first like Iron Man movie.
Yeah. Speaking of unstableness, Ezra Miller is back in the news, everybody. Yeah, I know it's been a minute since our boy's been in trouble. He's in trouble again. He's under investigation for allegedly giving an underage child what was it? Alcohol, marijuana, and LSD, and apparently grooming this girl since she was like 13. That is what the parents are saying. She says otherwise. Apparently, rumors are that she's been seen with bruises on her coming home, and they're from him. They say, just give us the Flash movie at this point. Just put it on HBO Max. Let it go. There is no way you could do a presser with this guy. Not one.
It cannot. Like, at this point, bruh, it's too much. Like the problem is, and similarly, not that we really ever talk about like sports or anything, but it's similarly to the Deshaun Watson situation right now,
23
where
now. We're at 23 now.
Yeah, you have this person who is in this position of power, and it's coming out slowly more and more that they are abusing that power, that influence, who they are, the money they have, and the studio continuing to keep Ezra at this point is just a horrible move. You're the thing about the business, the thing about like sports, thing about entertainment in this business is these companies are going to use their money to protect their money makers, but it comes to a point, we are at a point in time where there is too much visibility. Like you cannot just sit here and NDA away your problems. You can't just, oh, we'll do pressers about it. Like at this point, it was already past this point. Let me actually rephrase. It was past the point of this being something that they could just work out, get them, therapy, and make settlements. Like at this point, your future plans have been messed up by this person that you have on your cast. You need to make a new plan, and Ezra needs to be gone because like this is just, it was already going downhill for like a long time. I mean, even going back all the way to the joke, like choking the fan, for you to see that all those years ago to now, just in this 1 year, we have had so many incidents. Nah, just throw the whole Flash movie away. Just oh gosh, Jacob.
I mean,
anything?
He's always been a little, even without the choking. And this past year, like he had, I think it was maybe a year or two ago, he had that video come out of like, that was like really anti KKK, which it should be, but it was like we should kill them or something like that.
Oh, the one in the car where he's like, "Go, you should, who you are, you should go kill yourself."
Yeah, and it, like, I mean, I believe that hate shouldn't exist, but like killing people, I just don't. I don't think is personally ever the answer. But yeah, like there's something with him like every year, and I don't know if it's
for a
like,
little bit there was something every week.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's like something with him
Too
where
much.
he's like histrionic and like he needs attention on him, and that's the only way he can find it. Personally, I think that WB can release the Flash whenever they want to release it and not do a press release with it. Like none at all. All they need to do is just push trailers like mad. Like honestly, the same cut or just different cuts of the same clips over and over again, I think would generate enough personally. And also on top of the theatrical release it on HBO as well. I think that's the only way to recover from what he's done.
Yeah.
Other than maybe doing a press release with Michael Keaton, but that would be difficult because like how would like Michael Keaton, one is big, and two, what would Michael Keaton be able to say in these interviews?
Yeah, I don't know about Michael Keaton, but like maybe the female who's playing Supergirl. You've got other options there that you can do for the presser, but there's no way they're sitting there going, okay, we're good, we still got this, like we'll put you out on Letterman, listen to me, on Fallon and Kimmel and all the other shows, and you'll go on whoever in the morning, and it's just like, no, like there's no way I would trust him with that ever.
And Jordan just corrected us. I apologize. I've been saying him. Ezra goes by they.
All right. Sorry. I've heard both.
I just recently saw an article. Because again, I know y'all talked about, you've heard both. I've heard both. But apparently recently with the Hawaii police, they corrected them because currently they previously did use all pronouns or were acceptable of other pronouns,
but now we're on they them.
Now it's just
that's fine. Then they them. Yeah, whatever. I mean, just release. You can't trust. You
just
can't trust them.
release the Flash.
can't
and-
I mean,
trust
are we under the impression that they're postponing it strictly because of his actions?
I
It's not
don't- I don't
postponed. It
think
hasn't been
so.
pushed yet, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
Yeah.
it's
So it's
just
supposed to come out next year.
yeah, it got moved. It got flipped because of the C. I guess C. They're not done with CG yet, so
Okay.
that's why they flipped.
But they
I
can't
guess
have
we'll
no
see. Which is
continuations. They just
interesting
need
to me because
recast.
we've got a huge. We've had a trailer for it. We had a trailer for Black Adam, and which we'll get into in a second. Before this trailer, but the movie they switched it with was Shazam, and we haven't gotten shit for it.
I think also on top of the trailer for it, I think that was also because that whole segment of the Flash got leaked by crew member.
Yeah.
If you remember back when.
Mhm.
So they may have just been like, well, people have seen it. Fuck it. Let's just release it. So-
Yeah, they put it out for fandom last this last
Oh
year.
yeah, DC,
So,
DC fandom.
yeah, we got it. It was last year we got that. Look at it, and now nothing. It got pushed to next year, so now it's 2 years from the trailer that we originally got, and they moved Shazam up. We haven't gotten shit for Shazam, so who knows? But let's talk about another god.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another god, Black Adam.
Dwayne Johnson.
Can we all agree that trailer was real familiar?
It was a lot of the same stuff we've already seen.
There was an Iron Man scene. There was other stuff. Like they took a lot of Marvel things.
And
Just
like, I
saying.
mean, we just saw like all the, what is it? You got the knife next to his head. Same thing we saw carried on the stretcher.
Doctor Fate with the Doctor Strange thing. I mean, but that's always been a back and forth of that.
Honestly, I'm not going to be mad if they start taking a bunch of notes from Marvel as long as they keep the darker tones of their films.
Agreed.
Well, yeah, because they tried to take notes from Marvel before, but at the same time, it was like, let's throw in too many characters at once with Batman versus Superman, and let's make our Justice League in 2 movies.
I saw this TikTok that was like, what if this is what would be, or what would happen if Warner Brothers did the Avengers movies? And it was like Iron Man 1, Thor, the Avengers. And then there was like Avengers Infinity War right after that. It's just like,
Yeah, like that's the kind of thing that they operate on.
I mean, look, they did technically take a note from Marvel, and then they made Aquaman, and it did really well.
I loved Aquaman. I thought it was great.
Mhm.
It was colorful yet still dark.
There was a certain
One of
era
my
there that
favorite.
they were doing really well. Like I know a lot of people didn't, but I personally loved Birds of Prey.
I did
think
too.
The weakest thing was probably Ewan McGregor's role. I think it could have been
Yeah.
written better. Not his fault. But I mean that movie. You had Aquaman. You had Shazam.
Well, like
Like, it
Wonder
was
Woman,
just
Shazam,
back
Wonder
to
Woman,
back.
Shazam, like not 84, like
Oh,
original
okay.
Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Birds of
Shazam.
Prey, Shazam, like those 4 to
They
me
had
are
a
like
good
the
run.
best, best little run they had, and then it was just like
Well,
nothing.
maybe they're back on top now with the Batman and potentially Joker too.
But again,
but-
not part of the DCEU.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing
my-
that
my-
the Flash is just gonna reboot this entire thing because they know they've messed up. And
Well, that was the plan. It's just now when they
Now you gotta
reboot it, they need to
now
reboot
the Flash
their
has
Flash
to
too.
yeah, the Flash has to go Apple and have no Flash.
My homie, and I mean, again, I don't know, I love him, but I'm like, you don't follow all the stuff. He saw that Dr. Fate was in Black Adam, and he was like, I figured DC would go the magic route so that way they could like reboot and all this stuff. I was like, I don't really think Dr. Fate has all of that
I don't think he's in it
input
that much.
it. Yeah. Like,
I really don't think he's
I
in
gotta
that much.
find the text.
yeah, I think the
Yeah.
Justice Society is really gonna be a very small portion of that film, and they're just really milking that right now to get us to be
Just
like,
milking that we see them a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've
Totally
and the
agree.
posters, the merch, like they've shown tons of the Justice League, and it's just like I don't think they're in it that much, honestly. I really don't. The only ones I
the
think
only
that,
scenes we see of them are them on a ship, and then them in the what looks like maybe Cairo or something.
Yeah,
Like
and but I think we like Hawkman. I think could be in it a lot. I think the younger actors could be in it, but I think Dr. Fate's in it
But
all
not
3
Pierce Brosnan.
seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I knew DC was gonna go the Dr. Fate route, introduce magic to blend the previous stuff together. I was like, no, just time travel with the Flashpoint. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's
All
it.
you need is Flashpoint, and you can literally make it that he comes back, and it's a whole new universe.
Well,
well, a whole new timeline, whatever.
Yeah. Well, speaking of,
It was me, Barry.
the old guard and old dinosaurs. Jurassic World Dominion came out this week, and anybody takers?
So
What do you
I've
think?
seen it. I saw it last night. I enjoyed it. It was fun. One of my favorite parts was the score. I will say, I'm a big music person. The moments that were tense, suspenseful, great. The moments of clarity and peace, you could feel it. Really liked that. Cool action sequences.
So
I will say cohesively, it's something. Go watch it to just enjoy. I would say if you're looking for this to be like the greatest Jurassic movie ever, I mean, like any franchise, after they go past a certain number of movies, is it ever?
we're at 6 now.
Isn't this supposed to be the last one?
I feel like it's going to start being like Fast and Furious, because like Straw Hat Goofy said on his page, the Cretaceous period is right after the Jurassic period, and he feels like maybe not soon, but within the next like 6-7 years they'll announce, Cretaceous Park, and it'll be like the whole next I don't know what you want to call them, but the whole next genus
Evolution
of creatures, and like I wouldn't be mad at that, but at the same time, like I think it has been like Fast and Furious, where they're sacrificing story to give us action, and it's just like cool. You're really the only movies that are putting dinosaurs in your movies, but like, can we have like something that draws me in other than that?
So funny enough that you say that, because I feel like there's mention of the Cretaceous multiple times in the film.
Mhm.
So that is really interesting.
Even evil Steve Jobs is like, we'll just rebuild. It'll, we'll do it again. So
yeah,
was he in the last one? The person that you're referring to, Evil Steve Jobs?
No, I don't think so. No.
Whenever they were doing like the bidding war, that's why I was asking.
Yeah,
that would be interesting. See, you know what? Not to necessarily get too into the details of the movie, because I know not everybody has seen it yet. It just came out. It's coming out this weekend. But it's funny that you mentioned that, because I assume he was also seen in trailers. I didn't watch a ton of trailers for the movie, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have like a whole lot of expectations. But you mentioned the bidding war from Fallen Kingdom. Even some kind of reference to that does give away that, but like they don't make reference to the whole bidding war that happened in the last movie. I mean, they kind of do, I guess, with the way the world has become since dinosaurs have joined modern society. But it would have been something for them to tie back, like, oh, this person who's involved with the whole plot was back there at the Lockwood estate in Fallen Kingdom. So
no,
it would have been.
I'm all the way in 2007. No, it wasn't in it.
Okay,
that would have been great if they'd actually had a minute. But yeah, that's also the funny thing too, is it is like Fast and Furious, because like you have this group that's providing sanctuary for the dinosaurs, and who would have thought they're experimenting on the dinosaurs? Like,
well, the thing that bothered me was like they sat there and kept giving us the same intro of T-Rex going through the drive-through, and I was like, oh, I really want to see this. I'm super excited. Not in the movie at all. They literally start the movie like 8 months later, or some nonsense like that.
They came out with like 2 or 3 shorts in the past couple of years in between Fallen Kingdom and now, and those shorts were top tier.
Yeah, well,
that's crazy.
Apparently they blew their load on that then, because this is very rushed.
They blew their load on it.
This is very rushed. It is very much a Fast and Furious kind of feel to me, where good action, great scenes.
Boss
and
battle.
First off, the boss battle. Shut up. And it's weird because I'm sitting here and I'm like thinking in my head all the people that did the VFX and the animatronics and all the work it took into it.
They put a lot of old school work into it.
Nothing about that was bad. I did not hate that. The problem with it is the story was just kind of like forced a bit, and it's still fun. And I walked out of there like, fun, but I didn't get anything out. Like, it was okay.
It just goes to show you that a film can be visually incredible, but if it's lacking well-writtenness, then it can really tank the entire part of the film.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with that. Like, I give it a 7.2. It's okay. I mean, the Rotten Tomato has it at 30% critics, 87% or something like that, or 80% audience. Audience loves it. It's gonna make all the money, which is fine. I'm okay with that. It's not like it's horrible and doesn't deserve it. I got the Q&A. It was dope seeing everybody together. Jeff Goldblum is a genius. I just love him.
As someone who hasn't seen the film, that is what I'm most excited for, is Sam Neill, Laura Dern, and Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
Jeff Goldblum.
I loved them in the originals, and I haven't really fallen in love with Owen or Bryce Dallas Howard's character.
you will in this.
I figured, because what they were showing us, it looked a little bit more connected to them as a person. But I'm just so I haven't obviously seen it yet, but I'm so excited to at least see the scenes with the original three.
Yeah, it's the original 3 one is dope. Like, I like what they're doing. It almost feels like Jacob, it feels like 2 movies, and they were just kind of like, you know what? How can we put it together? How can we just stitch it? And then they were like, this looks like a good idea.
Yeah, in general, I would say overall enjoyable. I like the parallel of Fast and Furious that you both gave, because because even the dinosaur fights, it's just like, when they happen, it's just like, just every movie now. And in general, there are some things that are very predictable. At least if you're a big fan, like, of especially the OG film, you sit there and watch, and you are like, this is about to happen. Oh, okay, there wasn't any twist that I felt like.
And there was a lot of little like
me.
moments where it was very much like it gave reference to the original material, like the Gillette. They even had a fatter white guy with glasses in IT.
They definitely did.
It was like a whole
you didn't say the magic word. You didn't say the magic word.
There was little nuances of it, but other than that, it's okay. It was fun. I went to it. It was good. I came back and had a migraine the rest of the night. I did get my blue. The tins for those, though, the popcorn tins were ginormous. Absolutely ginormous.
I didn't get one because my I don't get large popcorns anymore because my pregnant wife don't want popcorn. So
you're such an asshole if you're gonna pop this up. There you go. I got a couple as well.
Evan, 3 more of these stacks.
Actually, sir, no, come back. Turn it a little bit. That guy. No, go back. Right there. That guy where your hands on him. That guy. Who's that?
Thor?
Yeah, that's Thor. It's weird. It's almost like something's going on. Popcorn buckets. Thor. Thor tickets go on sale Monday. And have you seen the popcorn bucket for Thor?
Oh yeah, that's at AMC, right?
Yes.
I'm very excited for that.
If I can get my hands on another one, because I know there's not. You don't go to the AMC, or you go to AMC.
I would like to, but the past 2 times with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange being such huge films, and I'm sure Thor will be the same way.
Yeah,
it's almost impossible. It's
right
almost impossible to
watching the video version on YouTube.
Yeah, go to the photo on top left. Top left. Top left photo. Yep, that one. No, that one. That's the popcorn bucket and the holder.
And it comes out of the holder, so it can just be Mjolnir.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait.
That I want. I want that so bad.
Pretty sick.
That is great. Yeah, but tickets go on sale literally a little more than 24 hours. I don't know what time. It didn't say. It just says Monday.
It'll either be, it's usually 12 midnight EST, 3 a.m. EST, or 9 a.m. EST. So
yeah.
You're checking it all 3 of those times.
Looks like I'm up on Monday.
I think at the time that this will come out will be Monday. So y'all let us know in the comments if you got your tickets right now.
Tickets are on sale now.
Make sure you put in the comments. Let us know.
Yeah, let us know if you got tickets. And
I probably will struggle to get mine. So.
And why did you not invite us? Just saying,
why don't you buy tickets?
We're fantastic. The one thing I did enjoy was the director said for Jurassic World, speaking of this, was make noise, scream, cheer, cry, do whatever. Remember, we're at the movies. This is for everyone to enjoy it together and be excited about being back in the theaters and things like that. And it was just like, oh, that's dope. And my theater had kids in it, and the kids were like, yeah, woo, hooting and hollering. And like when certain things would happen, they'd yell. And it was just kind of like, yeah, I miss that. Like I missed the excitement of the thing. Like
hopefully that happens for Thor.
Like when we all saw No Way Home, right?
Yeah.
No Way Home was such an experience because it was like the first big thing back in theaters, and we went, and it was everything.
So before we even get even more into that, speaking on that with in regards to Thor, do you guys think? Because I'm starting to be a firm believer and agree with a take Meg said before. No Way Home done messed up the expectations of viewers, bro. No Way Home has messed up expectations of viewers, and I'm hoping that doesn't happen for Thor. Be excited, get your tickets, go have a good time. Thor is the only one from the OG big three of the big powerhouses as far as like had their own solo movies that is still with us. And he's getting a fourth movie. He's the only one who's getting a fourth movie. And I just really hope that there aren't people. I mean, we've already seen it with the thoughts on Gore the God Butcher and the way he looks and whatever. But Taika's already given us a good Thor movie before. I believe he will again. And let's just hopefully enjoy it because I am starting to believe No Way Home has tempered expectations for everything. Everyone wants a nostalgia factor. Everyone wants specific cameos. And if they don't happen, the movie's a disappointment. And I respectfully disagree. I think that sometimes we need to appreciate these movies and these shows for what they are, not just what we want them to be all the time.
I personally don't think like that I can understand what it was about Spider-Man that caused Doctor Strange to kind of have that tank moment of like, we expected more cameos. I mean, it's the multiverse of madness. There should be
and they
more
did say it was going to be bigger.
Yeah, and they said it would be bigger. Yeah. And like there were elements of it to me that were bigger, but as someone who hasn't seen Inhumans in theaters the first 2 episodes, you're probably like, who's that guy? Okay. Oh, I remember Patrick Stewart. And John Krasinski? What?
Why is the office here?
Why is John Krasinski here?
Yeah, it's not.
That felt so fan forced, you know.
It wasn't.
And for Office, bigger. And for Office fans, why is the guy from WandaVision in here?
But like, it wasn't bigger by any means, in my opinion. But like, I think with the name alone and knowing that he was going to be traveling through the multiverse, and with people hyping up cameos, that was really what made that movie disappointing in that area. But as far as Thor goes, I don't think anyone's going to be like that because like no one's expecting cameos in this one. I mean, you're going to get the same characters you got in the last movie plus Jane.
It's just carryover, really.
Yeah, and hopefully nobody doesn't like. I think if they're complaining about gore now, they're going to complain about gore forever. Oh well, like there's boohoo. But with the story and like with the characters, like nothing would be disappointing to me personally, other than if they don't include Hercules because they've already leaned so heavy on Olympus and Zeus and like Hercules should at least be hinted at, if not shown.
I think it could
Maybe
be
a child, maybe a
post-credit, like a
teenager.
post-credit,
Yeah.
and then like you see the back of it, almost like Thanos in Avengers when he just turns and smiles.
Yeah.
Imagine it's Hercules, and he's like, "Where's my father? Where is he?" And they're like, "Oh, he died or something," you know. And he's like, "Oh, who did this?" And they blame it on Thor, blame it on somebody, and he turns, and it's Henry Cavill as Hercules.
I was thinking, I can't think of a whole bunch of people that I would prefer to be.
Everybody wants him to be Hercules so
Zeus,
bad.
Yeah,
Look
but
at
I
him.
would love Henry Cavill to be Hercules, because I mean it's clear that they don't care as much as they used to if you bleed into both DC and Marvel. 'Cause
Them
what was it?
contracts used to be exclusive. Now they're like, please.
Yeah,
What was it recently that had somebody that's it's Eternals and Batman.
Yeah.
Batman with
Yeah.
Barry Keoghan. I feel like they don't care anymore. Like they're fine with you being in both, and I know that WB really needs Henry Cavill moving forward, so I'm hoping that they allow him to be Hercules, and I hope Marvel's listening to fans on that point. But we'll see.
The one time fan casting that we're like, please just do it, please.
See, that's what I feel like, but the internet has always been fan casting people like John Krasinski who end up being in the movie, and I'm like, it's just not.
I mean,
not my
so
choice.
see, so like, am I? So I'm not alone where I'm like, because again, Multiverse of Madness. Because before we get more into some Marvel stuff, and you know, Thor, No Way Home, all this stuff, Multiverse of Madness, especially the title for me. And then, yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who like John Krasinski popping up. Like the people I was with, everyone was so hyped. And I was in a room full of the kind of people who would be on Twitter bitching that they're going to hate if it's not John Krasinski. Like it literally just seemed like the most unnecessary thing. Because again, with what happened to him, with the movie's been out for a month, fight me, with him fucking getting turned into string cheese. I don't want to see him come back and be Mr. Fantastic. Like that literally felt like the fans really wanted this. So let's get him to say some lines and we'll CG a suit on him and call it a day.
And I'm hoping that they don't, because like clearly they're going to have to recast Professor X in the future. And clearly like
who could they get?
Personally, I think this is something I've never told anyone. Ewan McGregor. Anyway,
I want them to bring back Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic.
I personally think that would be great,
I
but
think that's awesome.
I think the fan theory that I've been seeing online from, I'm not trying to be gatekeepy, but it's going to sound gatekeepy, from actual comic book fans.
Oh, gatekeep.
This guy.
Hold
is
on.
Glenn Howerton from
there.
As Glenn Howerton from AP Bio and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia as Mr. Fantastic. I think he's literally the perfect choice because he plays such a like
only if they get
arrogant-
Danny DeVito to play the Thing.
Oh, I was hoping he'd be Invisible Woman, but yeah, the Thing would work too. But yeah, currently my top cast is Jason Sudeikis as the Thing and Glenn Howerton as Mr. Fantastic. And the kid that played Billy from Stranger Things as the Human Torch. I think that they would be perfect. But I also
don't watch Stranger Things. Sorry.
I also think like the.
That's my thoughts.
I also think that with the Fantastic Four, if you brought Michael B. Jordan back in like a weird multiversal thing, I would not be bad. I would not be bad.
Yeah. I kind of like the Zac Efron as the Human Torch thought. And I think he would be good, but I do agree, like contract wise. What's his name? The Red Ranger would be better as the Human Torch. And Miles Teller as Mr. Fantastic. I kind of like that. I'm just saying.
I
Anyway.
I don't have preferences on who plays anybody. I'm just like,
I just want a good Fantastic Four, because that's my thing, right? Like the first family of Marvel needs to be good, because you can build so much off of Fantastic Four. It's got to be good.
Speaking of Mr. Fantastic and people who can stretch, or used to be able to stretch, Miss Marvel premiered on Disney Plus this week.
Are you and I going to go back and forth on this?
Did you not like it?
I loved it.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
the power set change is always going to bother me. I'm not going to lie to you.
So speaking of the power set change, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. I'm gonna let you go. I apologize.
No, you're good.
The fact that they show her powers like she's stretching, it's like when she. We're gonna talk a little bit of spoilery here, but when she catches and when she extends the hand, I'm like, you went out of your way to make it look like. But
there's
stretched.
There's no Terrigen bomb. Nothing happened. Me and Mr.
Me
and Marvel, I were talking about this last night.
To create the same power set, like you can change the origin of the powers. People really don't care.
Okay,
about that
it could be cosmic energy makes her like what that cosmic energy does is make her stretchy.
So
they made it look like stretchy. It's
but
weird.
We've all read what Marvel said, correct? Why they changed it, make it more cosmic to connect with everything going forward, and all that stuff. I don't.
He does not care.
I don't care.
I don't think her power change will affect her story as big as everyone says it's going to.
I think it already has. Just because this entire first episode, as well done as it was with it being based on the like the first issues and like her first act as a superhero and saving literally can never remember her name, but the bully girl.
Yeah.
I think one of the best parts, the best part in her origin story is her using her shape-shifting powers to shapeshift into a white Carol Danvers because she thinks that that's what heroes need to look like.
And I don't disagree with that thought. Zoe, is that the girl's name?
Zoe. Yeah, Zoe.
I don't disagree. I think it's hugely important fact of Miss Marvel. I think they will write it in somewhere about that. And maybe she does like, she'll have the mask on, like the Carol Danvers headpiece that she has, and possibly maybe like a cosmic fate, like so it does, you don't see her and see what she looks like. I think that could be a thing. But I think so far with what they're doing, I'm not that mad.
Other than that, like the power set thing, this show is phenomenal. I haven't met a single person who dislikes it.
Oh, have you not read IMDb?
I don't care.
Fuck them.
I honestly,
disrespectfully.
And it's not IMDb themselves. It's
just people hate bombing.
Oh yeah, it's the review bombing. Yeah. But what's funny about that? Have y'all seen that it's the highest rated Disney Plus Marvel show?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm very happy about. I think Adam, you made a video about
proud.
that. Like the fact that it's still the highest rated despite the hate bombing is so great.
One of my favorite comments in this is somebody put, what was it? It doesn't offer anything. It's stupid, and just give me my Daredevil and give me stories that are good. Disney's going to mess up another franchise.
And then we actually had our lovely co-host Adam here earlier. He was live on another platform, Clock app, and somebody, while he was talking about this whole thing, was even saying this is boring. Like, you talking about this specifically is boring. Like, he was like, oh, it's boring, and like, what way am I doing? And it was just like, just speaking on this of all things, like the subject itself is boring.
So I was live on TikTok. I was live on TikTok. I don't care, but who cares? I was live on TikTok, and we were sitting here. We were sitting here, just me and Jordan were having a conversation about Miss Marvel. Somebody on here who, by the way, born a Pakistani, moved to Canada, don't know what more you want, literally is the character. And we were having a conversation about Miss Marvel, and this guy just comes in and goes, hey, everything you're saying is boring. And I'm just like,
keep swiping.
And I said that, I was like, that's cool.
Leave.
Quote, Jordan, quote, right? That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fucking care. Like, it's literally what I told him. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. If you think I'm boring, then go away. And then he just kept going. And the person explained like what I was talking about on TikTok. And he was like, oh, it's cool. Don't care. And it was just like, okay, ban.
I
Like,
feel like it's got to be a tradition now that we quote Bo Burnham every single podcast. But
Yeah.
to quote Bo Burnham, can anyone, shut the fuck up? Literally, the dude didn't need to give his opinion. He could have just kept going. He could have been like, "This is stupid.
If it bothered him, I don't like this. Swipe away." Like,
if you want to have an intelligent conversation with me over it, fine. If you just want to sit there like while I'm talking about what Ms. Marvel meant, and because somebody asked, am I Muslim? And I said no, because a lot of my videos currently are Muslim forward and showing the love for Ms. Marvel and just being a ally, we'll go with. And yeah, so I'm just sitting there talking about it, and the guy's like, yo, this is boring. Everything you're saying is boring. And it's just like, okay, white male, good for you. Like, piss off.
Yeah, and just to give my thoughts too on Miss Marvel, like, to piggyback off of that, similar to what Jacob said, I love the show. It is a love letter to fans. I feel like it is.
It's a movie about the fans, literally, or a show about the fans.
Yeah, because I mean, literally, the way that it starts, the whole thing about Miss Marvel, even just as a character, if you haven't seen her from the comic books, if you've seen her from the promo, from the video game, if you've seen about this show, the entire thing is that she was a fan of the Avengers. She is someone who, within the Marvel universe, grew to love the superheroes, especially Captain Marvel, idolized her, and then ended up with her own powers and becoming a hero herself. And they capture that fan element within the first 2 minutes. I mean, it was great. They even, for what we're doing right here, they make a parallel for content creation. Cosplaying, content creation.
Scott Lang's got his own podcast.
Scott Lang has a podcast. And so there are so many things that are relatable about this show. So for anyone to say that, to dismiss that because she's Pakistani, because she's Muslim, any of that,
she's a 16-year-old girl,
or because she's not
girl.
Daredevil.
I mean,
one of the other things is nobody wants to see a show about a normal person, and I was like, I'm sorry, you're telling me if Marvel, gave us a sideshow of Jimmy, you don't want that? Or
people have been asking for Jimmy Woo or Luis.
Or Luis, yeah, so if you got a solo show of just them, no powers, no nothing, and it's just their show, you're not watching that.
And to argue, a large portion of Daredevil and the Punisher is just a normal person.
Well,
there's not a bunch of action.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Not anymore.
What do you mean?
You see Marvel in the comics have changed, apparently, Punisher now has powers.
Yeah,
and
but
all
I'm
that
just
stuff.
saying, just saying, in the shows, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's just two schmoes who, one has a gun, the other one is beating up people.
You got sonar.
And that's only 10% of the show.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what Just Huge.
I mean, everyone sat here. But the other thing, everyone sat here watched Hawkeye. Hawkeye's just a guy with a bow and arrow.
I just go with bow and arrow. Just Huge, homie on TikTok. He was talking about some of the best parts of Daredevil. Daredevil wasn't even Matt Murdock was not present in the scenes or the episode. Some of the best moments were the dialogue. He was like, y'all are mad about filler. Mm-hmm. And this is just in general, but y'all are mad about filler or what you call filler, but it's not filler. It's storytelling. Yeah. It's world building. The first episode is to world build. Why are you already saying that you hate the show off the first episode? In general, I've also seen people say the opinion, and I love it. The same reason that they hate Miss Marvel is what they love for Into the Spider-Verse, and it doesn't make sense. It's different. It's a coming of age story. It is the animation, the text message scene, the cinematography on that, to have the different things be a part of their text that's creative. Yeah. And for people to be like, oh, it's silly, it's kiddie. Movies have been doing things like that for a while, and plenty of adult movies have had, while they're having a text conversation, the clouds form the words, or a street light shows an emoji. that's happened before. So
It was
I don't
literally
know.
Into the Spider-Verse. Like,
I
and
was
everyone
also
loved it.
thinking Baby Driver, like he has music playing and the background
And people
of
claim
him
that's a
is
great
changing.
movie. You know,
I claim it's a great movie. It's one of my favorite top 5 movies of all time. But like literally the background of the entire shot during songs is changing to fit the lyric.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
like they did it well, and Miss Marvel did it well, and it's literally the same thing, and you can't complain about it.
Yeah.
And no, I was agreeing with you. I'm saying like people say that's a great movie,
Yeah.
and then complain about the same thing
Doggone
happening
Miss Marvel,
in
yeah.
Miss Marvel. It doesn't make sense. And the last thing I'm gonna say, it's not the last thing I'm gonna say, but again, love letter to fans. I just want to say the Disney reference, the counselor being a millennial, and he's like, I want you to think, who is that girl I see staring there back at me? I loved it. I was like, yo, that's
But
I
real
understand that it's
question,
supposed to be cheesy and silly, but I loved it. It was funny.
real question.
And
When
I
you
love
hear
Mulan.
that song, who sings it? Mulan or Christina Aguilera? Who's
I hear
singing it?
Mulan.
I hear
Mulan.
Christina Aguilera.
I hear Mulan. It's because you're old.
All right. Yeah, me and Jordan
Wow.
have taste.
That's rude.
I'm so sorry. We could have gone one episode without giving that joke. I'm so
Speaking
sorry.
of fan stuff, hey, we got a episode 4 of The Boys. It's weird how they're doing this, right? Like, so season 3, we got 3 episodes released. Episode 4 comes out. They've announced season 4. All right, what's happening episode 5? I just want to know what's happening episode 5 now. Like, are 5 people dying? Like, what's going on? Like, I need to know right now. But we got season 4.
Oh, true. They did renew. I forgot that happened. I'm sorry. I haven't.
I got it.
Watched it.
My only issue with the announcing of the season 4 was pretty much every main character was in the announcement video and picture that they all took, except for Frenchie, and I'm now worried that Frenchie is.
Ooh, did they maybe spoil the end of season 3?
That's what I'm afraid of, because they said in the tweet with the photo of all of them, they said announcing season 4 with a little bit of foreshadowing. And like the wordplay was there with foreshadowing, but I was also like, foreshadowing what? Where is Frenchie? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
My one friend had a. Oh, sorry. You like
I
froze
was just
for a
saying,
second.
I'm excited. I think it's so far really good. Out there though, like there's some moments that are just.
You're just like y'all doing a lot.
And I know Jacob knows what I'm talking about. There's that episode 3 right at the end, and now Pete is involved also. And
honestly, episode 4 right at the end was a lot.
Yeah.
My
really
friend
was.
had a fair point. I haven't watched it still, but he was telling me, he asked me an interesting question. He was like, "Do you ever just like want like a series to just go ahead and end?" Like he's like I love this show, and I don't think he saw that they were renewed for season 4 yet. I think that news hadn't broke, and he was like, "But you just like sit there and wonder like." I don't want to have to wait another 2 years for season 4 of this. And I swear, I shit you not, he said that to me. And then they announced that season 4 was renewed, like before this was, 4 episodes.
I think it's a lot of us with Stranger Things right now, right? Like, we're like, oh, it's going to end. This is crazy. And then it's like, no, you have a whole nother season coming. And it's like,
Stranger Things, honestly, I think takes the cake for being the worst as far as like making us wait like a year and a half or 2 years in between each season.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Oh,
But as
Go ahead
far
and
as
work
like
on
the
next
boys,
season.
as far as the boys, like somebody said it best yesterday, and I don't even remember where I saw it. I think it was the comments on some video, but the whole show is about killing Homelander because he's literally the worst. And somebody in the comments said like, yeah, once they do that, show's over though, because he is the show. And I was like, yeah, like that's why
problematic.
Like we know now with season 4 being renewed, Homelander won't die this season.
no.
And if we hear season 5 is renewed, Homelander's not going to die season 4.
Watch.
As long as they got Homelander to ride off of.
I bet you at the end of this, Soldier Boy and Homelander are like
Best buds.
cahoots. Oh yeah. Yeah.
They've only made their problems bigger.
Well,
That man is a problem.
speaking of teams and things that we all sat there and went, no shit. Thunderbolts got actually physically announced finally. Like it's a real thing.
Oh, I
But I'm glad.
about
I'm
that.
glad it did because people were like, "Ooh, is it going to be Thunderbolts or is it going to be Dark Avengers?" And I'm glad it's.
I'm hearing
we
it's a
now know
mixture of
it's
both,
Thunderbolts.
but like, I think Thunderbolts is. You had to do something, right? And all these characters kind of appearing here and there, and things are going on, and it was like, okay, we got this leftover shit. Let's do this.
But it's good though because they a lot of fan casts have already been released that have been saying, obviously Yelena as like the Thunderbolt Black Widow,
Mhm.
and you got what's his name, John Walker as like the Thunderbolt.
Yeah, and you had Baron Zemo
and
and
Baron Zemo, and then somebody said, and Taskmaster has the perfect opportunity to return, and I was like, please, I want Taskmaster to come back so bad and like get an actual arc to them.
Yeah,
I did like their arc in Black Widow, but like I want like actual character, not just silent robot.
I really hope that it's like they kind of also, just for those of you watching the video version, it also was confirmed writer Eric Pearson is involved with the Thunderbolts movie from Black Widow.
Almost no chance that Taskmaster doesn't show up then.
Yeah, so Taskmaster coming would be cool. My only beef ever with Taskmaster was like the fact that it was like the move sets were loaded in. Yeah, so hopefully they make it to where like now that she's not being controlled, that maybe she does use the mass technology to like read movements, and because of what was
very much like Iron Man,
she has like some cognitive, I guess, upgrade to basically like still kind of her brain still operates that way, so if she sees the movement she can copy what people do. I hope that they kind of retcon that, because that was one thing I did not like about it.
It would be very much for everyone's who's listening and watching it, it'd be very much like Iron Man versus Cap in Civil War, when his suit learns his patterns and then starts kicking his ass. It'd be like that. That's what Taskmaster originally would do.
Yeah, so, instead of being a robot, because that was my only beef. I didn't mind Taskmaster being made into a woman. I didn't mind the mask or the electronics, but when I found out it was like, oh, you just upload, because even when it had her watching them fight, I'm thinking Taskmaster sitting there learning it, but then it's like, nope, downloading. Well, why is she watching it then?
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm excited about it because it is. Because when you sit here and think about it, you're like, oh, we need another Avengers movie. This is kind of like your big mashup Avenger movie without the big mashup Avenger movie. Because I think Avenger movie right now is just not close.
And I'm just going to say it now before this progresses any further. Y'all already know what people are going to be online saying. They're going to be like, oh, Marvel's making a Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna be in every comment being like, homie, respectfully,
these exist.
Yeah,
respectfully. Listen to me now. Respectfully. Shut the fuck up. Oh man.
All right.
Lots of movie excitement though. Lots of Marvel movie excitement.
Yeah, tons of stuff. We still have like 3 more shows this year? 2 more?
And
it wasn't on topic. It wasn't on our topic. Did you guys see yesterday the Sprite cans or the Sprite logoing photos? Black Panther Wakanda Forever. There were 2 Sprite visuals. One was of Shuri. The other one was of Okoye and their new outfits and them and them doing the Wakanda Forever. There you go. There's Shuri,
fancy looking purple suit and
Wakanda, which is very on par with what we've seen leaked for set photos. And there's Okoye's. Yeah, I mean, like maybe a little bit of a difference, but I mean, obviously Shuri's is way more different.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that movie. Well, I don't think they'll disappoint me. But
I think we'll get on that topic at another point. Like, let me see something first.
Yeah, once we get a trailer.
We were supposed to get that trailer. I mean, it was rumored we were supposed to get the trailer yesterday during the NBA Finals, and it was like, nope, that's not a real thing. And I don't think we get anything, honestly, till Thor. I think we might get a tease. I think we might get a tease for Thor.
I'm reading what we have left over, and we still have Miss Marvel, like 5 more episodes left, and then we have Thor: Love and Thunder. We have I Am Groot, which are apparent. I didn't know this.
They're gonna be
apparently
shorts.
Yeah,
I don't know how shorts are. I
they're
said
25,
15 minutes.
25 to 30.
minutes.
Okay, see, I said
That's an
15 minutes,
episode.
and someone was like, a short's like 2 minutes. I was like, they're not gonna put out
No.
a 2-minute episode. They're not gonna do that.
Shorts are usually
high
15
quality
minutes or less.
All right.
But anyway,
25 minutes.
and then
is an
She-Hulk,
episode.
and then Black Panther. We have the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, and I'm seeing online on this is IGN that, but also this article was posted May, so recently, that there's an untitled Halloween special.
Werewolf.
But they haven't titled it yet, right?
No, so it's going to be it's werewolf.
But
It's just not titled.
this year.
They've been working on it. That got announced last year. Honestly, it was kind of like already announced, rumored
last year, but I mean, so did Fantastic Four.
And we ain't seen nothing yet, so I don't know if I see that happening.
This is a short mini thing. Like it's a one-off type thing they're doing.
We got 4 months though.
But I think what they're going to do also with this is they're going to, so you're going to get a little bit more Moon Knight, because Moon Knight was in the Werewolf comics, but also Blade. I think this is where we can see our first Mahershala Ali Blade stuff. So, because that's not even filming yet. I think what I hear, July.
It just got confirmed for filming, possibly July 4th or 5th.
Yeah, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Blade.
Yeah, Blade. But I hear you. But like, is that gonna be this Halloween or next Halloween? Because like Halloween's on, but Halloween's 4 months away, and that's why I'm like, we ain't heard nothing about it. But,
I mean, they could be filming it. We don't have to see anything, and nobody cares enough about it or knows enough about it to sit there and go, "Oh, I need something. I need stuff about it."
Well, that CG gonna suck then.
I feel like maybe I'm crazy, but didn't they say that What If season 2 was coming this year?
I said that same shit to Jordan before we started. I think it's supposed to be this year. But
we not hearing a lot of stuff, but who knows? You know, they could be holding it close to the chest.
Well, we did hear.
I was gonna say there's a new timeline.
No way this ever leaves the movie theater. That is the new title. No, it's Spider-Man: No Way Home. And what do we call it? What is the extended called now? The more
fun stuff version.
More fun stuff. 15 extra minutes, so it puts it almost at 3 hours now.
Honestly, I'm proud of my boys for re-releasing that film.
Yeah.
I hope. Oh wait, that's not it.
I was like, that's not it.
Ignore that. Ignore that. I was just gonna say, I hope that they take Avatar out. Do it. Even though they're gonna release Avatar again right before Avatar 2 as a double feature or some shit. But I agree with KingVonSchweetz here that I'm very happy for them re-releasing that. Go ahead and make another Billy for us. Words, Jacob, maybe. Are you reading?
He is.
Oh,
now
you
sorry. Yeah, I was reading. I was trying to see what the current rankings are as far as
I got you. Go
worldwide box office.
I got you.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm a little interested to see.
Take my
I'm
money.
a little interested to see like how well it does because of the whole Endgame re-released, and it topped out Avatar, but I mean it was also Endgame, so like is Spider-Man going to be able to do that? Like, I
mean, I would shudder to say,
so
to be perfectly honest, Spider-Man,
Avatar,
this guy, he can't wait and let me finish, huh? No, but
Avatar,
wow.
Avatar is
I should just kick you out. No, I'm just kidding.
Go
no,
ahead.
I
it would have to earn another $1 billion.
Oh, sorry.
I do think that Spider-Man would, only because I know for a fact there were non-MCU fans who got back in for No Way Home. So I think there are some Sony fanboys who would come back. But anyway, now you can go, sir. We provide a safe space here.
So currently Avatar is 2.8 billion. And then Avengers Endgame is 2.7. Titanic is 2.2. Star Wars Episode 7, Force Awakens is at 2 billion. Avengers Infinity War is 2 billion. Spider-Man No Way Home is at 1.9.
So it'll at least be in the top 5, and it's going to bump Infinity War out.
Yeah.
I
I was
think
like, I
all it
don't
has
see it making
does-
another
All
Does
it has to
billion.
do is make $100,000. And is this movie Morbius? No, it is not.
So,
it's going to be above.
I think it could be. Ooh, I don't know.
Actually,
about top
no.
3.
Yeah, it's going to be in the top. It will be if it makes more than $100,000, which again is unheard of not doing other than Morbius.
Right.
As far as a re-release, it could potentially be number 4 or even number 3, beating out Titanic and Force Awakens and Infinity War.
So here's actual numbers. So Star Wars is at 2.069, and Infinity War is at 2.048, and they're at 1901. So
Oh yeah.
it's
That's what I'm
in
saying.
that
All they have to do is
ballpark.
make $100,000, and then they're already 4th place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think it's easily making at least
in Titanic's
$250,000.
220. Titanic is 2.201. So
I think it's beating Titanic. If it makes a $250,000,
It'd be
I
top
think it's making a
3.
$250,000. I
it'd be
think it's
top
making at
3,
least $250,000.
and then Disney owns all 3: Avatar, Avengers Endgame, Spider-Man No Way Home. Well, technically Sony. That's technically Sony still, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Disney
so it'd be
Disney
Sony.
doesn't own. Yeah.
But it is a Marvel. Like it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
It's
but
a weird.
Thanks to
Yeah.
Disney, Sony would have a spot by Constellation.
And then
But
that would
technically it
make
would be
them want to
Disney's
make
Constellation.
11 more Spider-Man live action movies.
No,
Yeah,
but Sony's gonna
it
make
could
all the
happen.
villain films.
Well, speaking of rankings, did you guys so I saw this thing earlier today. Where is it? Hold on. Do I still have it up? I don't.
Bet you don't. Yep,
I don't.
know you
You're right.
didn't.
I don't.
I knew
Oh,
it.
actually-
I know you.
Actually might have it up.
I don't believe you.
I don't. It was showing the domestic I actually do. So domestic openings right now. So top opening at domestics for just this year so far. Who has the biggest one?
Strange.
Yep, 187.4 million. Who's second? I mean, it's not close.
Top Gun.
Batman at 134, and then Top Gun at 126. What's the 4th one? That one surprised me a little bit.
Spider-Man?
Mm-mm. So on this list is Scream,
we only
Lost
talking
City,
2022?
Morbius, Fantastic Beasts 3, Uncharted, Sonic, The Bad
Oh, we're talking
Guys.
2022.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sonic. Would Sonic
Son-
be up there?
Sonic was the
I'm
second
not surprised
highest.
by that. People loved that movie.
Yeah,
It's already on Paramount Plus too, I think.
72.1 million, and then coming in 5th with 44 million, Uncharted. That's it.
I'm really glad
What's-
you didn't say Morbius at all.
Morbius had
You gonna
better
give this man a
domestic
headache.
numbers than the Lost City, Scream, and Bad Guys.
Okay. That's
I don't
because it
even-
had the
I don't
Marvel
know.
tag on it.
And it just missed Fantastic Beasts 3.
Which was not a good film.
Haven't seen it. I had the chance to watch it on a cruise ship. It was playing on our cruise ship. Also, I watched No Way Home on our cruise ship too, on like a huge big screen on the Lido deck. It was fire. I meant to make a video about it.
That's
Never
dope.
did.
That's dope. Hey, you guys like
Yeah.
playing video games?
No.
I do.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm sorry, that's a
I'm
lie.
kidding.
I'm sorry. KingVonSchweetz does not play video games. He only plays Fortnite. Look, guys, Fortnite
Fork
games.
knife.
I
Fortnite
play other games
moves.
other than Fortnite, but
Bum,
recently
bum,
I've been really mad at the Lego game for not fixing all their bugs. But anyway, that's aside.
Well, don't
That's
worry. Netflix has some non-buggy games for you. One in
Ooh.
particularly I'm really excited about is Casa de Papel, or Money Heist. They are doing a butterfly effect video game where the whole game depends on what decisions you make, and then the game adjusts itself. It's a AI-based game, but it is done in the styling of the Walking Dead video games.
Oh, the Telltale kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Those of you watching the video version, you can see.
Yeah, so it's very much like
La
this.
Casa de Papel.
Mm-hmm.
Are these all mobile games that Netflix is
No,
doing?
these are Netflix only, so you can only play on Netflix.
So you play it on Netflix.
Yeah, there's a Netflix gaming section that came out like a little while ago, or it was at least announced, but they're slowly adding to it.
So by the end of the year, they'll have 20 playable games. That was their announcement when everyone announced that they were losing market share and they were
their price is
losing
going to
people.
go up again.
Yeah, and they were like, "Hey, we're going to bring you video games," and it's like, "That's cool. Why don't you bring us some content?" Which they actually kind of are right now. They're bringing us like some pretty decent stuff. But yeah, so La Casa de Papel, and it comes out perfectly in time because they are doing a Korean version of this show. So kind of, they're going to take kind of the same similar storyline, but they're doing it Korea. They're doing a Korean one, which makes sense because of how popular Squid Game was and everything. So they're just, I think, trying to, collect a little money on that whole run. So we'll see how it goes.
I had a homie arguing with me again. If you're not actually reading these articles and shit, I'm not listening to you. Also, I have more stuff to talk about on the article, but
no, done.
I don't give a fuck. No, no, but I have a friend who he's like, they're not going under. They're not. I'm like, yeah, Netflix is kind of losing money, bro. Like their whole business model was growth by any means, and there's only a finite number of people in life. So, anyway, I say all that to say, if they do this and the prices go up again, you still gonna lose people. So, especially if people don't fucking play it. You're really excited about Casa de Papel. Did you just really like Money Heist?
I love Money Heist. Money Heist is such a great show. Such a great show.
If you loved any other shows with Netflix, some of the other games they have coming out.
There you go.
Again, who asked for this? But Shadow and Bone. They also have an upcoming Too Hot to Handle game from their reality series. What the fuck are you gonna do in that?
It'll be like one of those high school games where you flirt with people and you gotta get
boyfriend dungeon.
It's like The Sims.
Fucking boyfriend dungeon. But if you like chess, the Queen's Gambit is getting a game on there too.
Yesterday they were advertising this on Twitter or whatever, and they said, and if you like the Queen's Gambit, a whole new it was like a whole new style of game is coming to Netflix. And I was like, yeah, if you've never heard of chess, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Also, it's funny, right? It's like if you love the Queen's Gambit, but you don't know how to play chess ever, here you go. And it's like...
Play on Netflix.
Yeah,
lots of stuff. I mean, this is 2023. I think the rest of them just say play soon. 3
of their huger shows are getting games. So that's interesting. And then...
the rest of this, who asked for this? Man, all right, I'm done with this.
Nobody did, but watch.
Some of these are older games too. Spirit Fair, my fiance and I have played, and it was nothing to do with Netflix. So they're taking video games that are indie video games, and they're just putting them on Netflix.
Well, they bought some studios that were very indie to begin with, so it might have been some of those ones that were owned by them. Yeah, kind of like an Activision thing.
I said acquisition, but okay.
I mean, Activision got bought out, you know what I mean? So very similar to that.
Activision got a Call of Duty gameplay trailer. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it's just story mode, walk with your team, shoot people on the ship.
Wash and repeat.
And then I mean, again, if I get my hands on it, or if they do I know it's not supposed to come to Game Pass, but if they do a thing where it comes to Game Pass, I might check it out. But yeah, it's just Call of Duty.
More importantly, speaking of Game Pass, Mr. Xbox, how excited are you you actually get to play a video game that has a Spider-Man in it? How good is that for you? I'm so happy for you. It's so good.
Very happy.
Jacob, do you know what game I'm talking about?
Is it a Lego Spider-Man game or something?
No, Midnight Suns.
Oh, okay.
So
I know this game is getting a lot of hate online. But I'm actually really excited for this game because from what I've learned, people past the year 2010 do not make turn-based and card-style games without it being very well done. Yeah. And from what I've seen from this game, I think it's going to be very, very good.
Yeah.
I think that it'll still get crap. But look at that. And it's got so many heroes in it. It's not just what the Midnight Suns were in the comics with, Doctor Strange and Blade and Ghost Rider,
Yeah.
but you also have like
Wolverine,
Nico
Venom,
Minoru,
Spider-Man. Yeah.
Wolverine, Yep. Yeah. And like you've got massive people coming in. So it's like hardly a Midnight Suns title.
Yeah.
But like I'm so excited for this game, and I know people don't really care, but I'm pumped. I think it's gonna be great.
I just think
I'm
it's
gonna be
great
honest.
that somebody from
Oh, go
Xbox can actually finally play a Spider-Man game. Good for you guys.
Anyway, this guy trying to make the Sony
Console
fanboys
wars.
mad. I'm not gonna lie. Just get your bread up. You can have all of them. No,
Just get your bread up. Yep.
Hey, my 3080 I'm running right now that shits on your Xbox plays all the games. I'm not worried about it. And my PS5 over there plays all my Spider-Man games. It's fantastic. I've got
this man talking like he don't got that big collection.
I agree with
him.
Jordan.
Obviously,
Get your
you
bread up
got
and buy
bread.
all of them. I have an Xbox One. I have a PS5. I
See, I'm
can't
gonna
afford the other Xbox right now, but
I'm gonna be honest too. If you really are just like, because with Xbox, a lot of stuff goes on PC. You can get you a little starter PC, so you can play Xbox games and computer games. And then the biggest expense you really got is the PlayStation 5.
Oh, I agree. That's
bread up,
I'm
get
100%
good
with that one.
Wi-Fi. No, but Midnight Suns was really funny. I saw the trailer when it first came out, and I was really excited. And then I saw it was a card game, and I was like, I don't really care anymore. That's just me. The more that it's gotten, if I get the chance, might play it.
I think once we see more of gameplay, I think people are gonna be more into it.
Yeah,
I think again, it's another one of those things. Card games really not my thing, except Yu-Gi-Oh. I did play a lot.
I was just gonna say
Yu-Gi-Oh.
the people that are sitting here and going, "Oh, turn-based games and stuff like that. Oh, it's just so stupid." Those same people that are sitting there playing like Pokemon Go all day. Like, I'm just saying, like, whatever.
It'd be like that. But
Speaking of wars and people potentially turning into zombies, like in Midnight Suns, Last of Us is getting a remaster, and on top of that, I don't know if y'all saw, but they're getting another game, a spin-off game, has nothing to do with Joel and Ellie, from what I've been seeing.
Really?
But spin-off game that is going to be taking place in what looks like, I think it was San Francisco.
Yep.
So
I didn't see about that.
Big excited for that, because
Also,
Last of Us games are some of the best games on the planet.
have we seen the photo leaks for the HBO Max show with
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Pedro Pascal? Yes, I'm so excited.
I think
throw
that show's
himself.
gonna blow people out of the water who have never played the game. They're gonna fall in love with that movie or that show.
This is one of those things. It's like I need the game to do it. Even like Dr. Disrespect right now, he's playing this on his streams.
Yeah, I mean, the game to me, what I enjoyed about it was that it was kind of like playing a movie. Like what I enjoy about single player PlayStation exclusive titles is that they put a lot into the story and really making it just something that like is good to watch, and it's like almost playing an interactive story. My wife has a funny joke. When I first got like my PlayStation 4 after I played Spider-Man, one of the first games I played after that was Uncharted 4 and Last of Us, and she would always call Uncharted interactive movie. Like it was the one game that she would actually love to sit on the couch and watch me play, because she was just like, it just feels like a movie. And that's why hopefully this does translate well into a show. Excited for the game. I didn't know about that spinoff game. Pedro Pascal. I'm your daddy.
Pascal, like it's daddy. Like there's no way that show doesn't do the best numbers HBO Max has ever seen. And if I remember correctly, it actually comes out roughly the same time House of Dragons comes out.
Which is when?
I think it's here. Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
Which one do you think is going to do better? I think Last of Us.
Oh,
Even though Game of Thrones runs deep, but Game of Thrones lost a lot of people after that in the last 2 seasons. You know,
let me see.
I didn't mind. I didn't watch Game of Thrones until after it was over, so it didn't matter for me. I didn't have years of expectation and
I've seen
anticipation.
one episode.
Oh, House of Dragons comes out August 21st.
Oh,
House of Dragons comes out August 21st, and
Are you telling me Last of Us, the show, is going to come out this year?
Last of Us is supposed to come out this year. Yeah, they've been filming for a while.
Okay, I'm pumped. I'm very pumped.
Hold on.
Yeah, it is interesting too. That with the game, the first one was only called The Last of Us. It wasn't until the sequel came out that it got dubbed, The Last of Us Part 2. So, as far as the game, it was also announced The Last of Us Part 1 remake is coming out.
Mhm.
So it's been given a Part 1 dubs, which adds on to the
February.
fact that it's
February next year. Sorry.
That's still pretty soon. It already got the Part 1, which was not a part of the original title. It's already had a remaster from PS3 to PS4. That's another thing. This game has transcended 2.5 generations of consoles because it's gotten Last of Us, then the remaster that I think didn't come out until the PS4 Pro, maybe, and then Last of Us Part 2 to come out on PlayStation 5, and now for the first one to get a remake, which remake typically also means actual changes to gameplay mechanics. Similar to like Final Fantasy VII Remake, like it was actually an overhaul of the entire gameplay mechanism. So I'd be interested to see how it is on PS5 versus just an upres. It's also with the show coming out, that's going to only help to boost it more because the show will get new viewers in to then want to play the game, or vice versa. People playing the remastered game or remake game and then getting into the show. So it could be the best video game adaptation to TV and movies that we've seen.
Could be. I just want the show. That's all I care. February. It looks like Last of Us will happen. Other new things, now that we've talked about absolutely everything we have. Next week, got a couple of big things happening. A couple of big movies coming out. One in theaters, one on Netflix.
Oh, I know about one of them coming out next week.
Is the one on Netflix The Gray Man?
No. The
When
one
does
on
that come out?
Netflix is Gray Man isn't until July.
Oh, jeez.
Spider-Man
Timeline off.
with Chris Hemsworth, Miles Teller, and a couple other people. So basis of this is Chris Hemsworth is a scientist. If you are in jail, you can sign up to do these tests. They have like a Vader pack on your back, and it's got different chemicals in it, and they are messing with your emotions, and they can make you fall in love with somebody. They can make you angry. They can do whatever. It's like this mad scientist thing that they're working on. It looks really, really good. But I mean,
What
look,
was it called?
Spiderhead.
Spiderhead.
Also, Chris Hemsworth, Miles Teller. Do I need to say more?
Guaranteed bomb.
Might be something that I actually enjoy because I think what was that last movie Chris Hemsworth did with Netflix?
The military one?
Yeah,
Extraction.
Yeah, Extraction, which you're
Yeah,
working on the second one.
I enjoyed that one. I will say, I know this sounds really bad, but Chris Hemsworth having to fight and kind of subdue but try to not harm the actual kid soldiers was wild. I was like, dang, he is really having to fight these kids, and he was doing it too. And thankfully it's kind of was similar to Moon Knight, where like very much he's fighting them, but it's like you can tell it's like, I gotta subdue you, like you just a kid. So just so that way, don't want to cause any problem. I know in this climate right now, especially.
Yeah.
They probably won't do that in the second one, let's be honest. There's a lot of stuff.
And more importantly, to infinity and beyond. Lightyear comes out. I see Lightyear.
Friday, right?
I want to say Tuesday. I see Lightyear. Yeah, Friday. I got an early
You
showing.
always seeing shit
Oh, okay.
early as fuck.
I'm on top of my shit. What did we tell you? Lightyear comes out Friday.
Mhm.
And that's the big ones. And then obviously we've got the second episode of Miss Marvel. We didn't even talk about Kenobi this week. I mean, good episode, tons of information. I'm interested for this next episode. Do we get the background on Reva? Is this the background episode of Kenobi on Reva? And it's got to be to
Hope
me.
so.
You
And
got to
this-
I only
get
got
more.
2 left.
This is episode 5, right?
Correct. We only have
Yes.
2
That's
more
the
this
only thing
week
that
and
makes me
next
sad.
week. That's it.
I truly think this episode should, based on what like other Disney Plus models, this episode should be the best episode.
Yeah, I
Mhm. Yeah.
agree.
Finales
That's
usually
second to last.
fall off, but they potentially could make the finale incredible if Obi-Wan gets his crap together and uses the
Yeah.
Force again and knows how to fight Vader. But
Yeah, so we've got that. We've got The Boys, episode 5. God
got
knows
Miss
only what they're
Marvel
going to announce or
episode
do.
2.
Miss Marvel 2, which who knows what we're going to get with that. I can't wait. Excited about that. A lot of things next week.
Obi-Wan,
Thor tickets on sale.
What's up?
what is?
Thor tickets are on sale.
Where's the,
I mean,
yeah,
it's not
tickets
like
on
something
sale.
coming out, but it's
yeah.
Obi-Wan, I'm excited, and also a little sad. I when I finished the episode, it was like, dang man, again we're over it, because they gave us 2 episodes at the beginning, so like we're getting to the end faster. So it was a little bit to be hit with like, dang, it's over halfway over. But I didn't even think about your point, Jacob, that the 5th episode is usually like a really good one. And yeah, I think again, tempering, we're going to love it for what it is, not necessarily what we want. But I think a lot of people are hoping that we start to get a tie-in of the past and the present, what Reva really, where her true like beef with everything is, where it started. Because again, we've already gotten subtle hints if you actually pay attention when you watch.
Yeah.
And I've heard that there's a rumor going around that someone may be getting their own spin-off.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you know what's really funny?
I pray that happens so that way everybody
I can't
can just
wait
whine
for
all
the
they want.
Leia spinoff. Yes.
It's not who he was talking about, sir. No, because speaking of that, I think it's also so funny how I'm trying to think of how to word this. I think it's very funny that some people are like, this show shouldn't have a focus on characters that are not Obi-Wan and Anakin. And so if Reva gets her own spinoff on top of getting character building in Obi-Wan, I think that that'll be great. Because you said that, and I distinctly remember someone saying, give her her own show so you can explore her there. And it's just like, why not? ¿Por qué no los dos?
Reva, by the way, is the Darth Maul of this show to me.
Where everybody loves her. It's like we all want to see more of her.
Well, both. Like, she's that villain playing both sides, right? Like, she's using Kenobi in that, but then she's trying to take power over Vader, and she at some point probably wants to try to get at him. And she just feels like that villain character, like Loki and Maul, the character of wins sometimes, loses a lot. And I think that's kind of that character that they're kind of trying to build. But I would like to see a win for her. I would like to see another, like a spinoff, and us get that. Because like, I know Jacob, you probably saw it in Jordan, when she grabs her side, when she's talking to the second brother, and it, almost like a memory, like she was blasted or a saber went through her or something, but there's no explanation of what it was. I think we're going to get something.
Yeah, just like what it is what the moment was that drove her where she is. Maybe even like a thing of like, Kenobi, this, like, this is why I hate you. This is why I hate Jedi. And like, so
that'd be interesting. Yeah. Anything else next week? Boys, you got anything next week? Any big plans?
Not anything really that you covered. Oh, before we go.
No, don't do it. Don't you do it. Hey guys, it was crazy.
Don't listen to him. Next time that we record, it'll have been this guy. I'm gonna make you big. It's gonna have been this guy's birthday.
Sir, so I am big. Thank
y'all tell him happy early birthday in the comment section on YouTube. I don't know why I made Jacob big. Keep him big.
6-0. That's pretty huge.
Wow.
Y'all, I promise that we're all friends. We do go offline and be like, hey man, were you good? Were you good on that joke? Like, did I go too far?
Really? No one texted me after this shit.
I just messaged Jordan. I'm like, hey, you good? Yeah, I'm
good. I was just checking.
Good? I don't care.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, y'all wish him happy birthday in the comments. Rate the show 5 stars on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listening to us, if you're listening to audio version. And be back next week on the episode when we tell this guy happy birthday.
Let's see if this one works. Hey,
on the day Lightyear comes out.
On the day Lightyear comes out. Hey, everyone have a good night.
I love you 3000.
Love you 3000.